有事一下，我把电话带过来。
看一下啊。Hi everybody, this is Sunny. Can you guys hear me? Let me see. Let's see. Can you see my screen? Did I unmute? Did I mute everyone? Can you see my screen? Hi everybody, this is Sunny. Can you guys hear me? I hope I'm doing this okay. Okay, we'll wait maybe for another 1 minute, then we'll start, okay? Okay, I don't know. Did I mute everyone? Okay, all right, let's get started then. Hi, good evening, everyone, champion team. This is Sunny from Chicago, and it's my honor to host tonight's English conference call and webinar for our team, for the champion team. So tonight, I'm gonna share a little bit about entrepreneurship. So if you can see my slide, then that'll be great. Okay. All right, for those of you who never saw me before, just to introduce a little bit about myself, okay? So I actually came to the United States in 2001 as an international student. Give me 1 second. Okay, all right. I actually came to the United States as an international student in 2001. So as you can see the picture here, the third day when I landed in this country, I met my roommate, actually, my first and my only roommate in the United States. Her name is Lynn. So as you can see that on the right picture, that was the first birthday gift that she gave it to me. She actually picked one of the Dove from the Disney store, you know, the 7 Dove. And then the Dove that she picked is called Bashful. So I know that in other people's eyes, I was very shy. When I came to the United States. That was like me. And of course, also I met the first day I actually landed in US, I met my husband, Ken. We were in the same school. We studied in the DePaul University in Chicago, and both in the computer science major. Then that was us actually how we were started. After 2 years later, after we both graduated, we went to work for a big corporation as a software engineer. So I was in that cubicle for 2 years. That was one of the very big Fortune 500 company that I used to work for. So 2 years later, I started to realize corporate America, there's always a glass ceiling, a lot of things I was not in control. So that's when I started to look for an opportunity. And fortunately, 2005, that's when I was introduced to WFG, to this business. And I started on a learning journey at the very beginning, but it just turned it out that the learning opportunity actually became a career opportunity. It'll be my lifetime career opportunity. For that, I just feel like I'm each single day when I woke up, I'm really grateful that I just feel like, you know, sometimes in life, you met one person or maybe just one opportunity could just turn your life around. So actually nowadays, this is my family. Yesterday was Mother's Day. So I took my whole family, my parents, my 2 kids, and Ken's parents. We went to a Mother's Day brunch in Trump Tower in Chicago. So, and that was my family right now. And I'm just really grateful that we have, this is like my smaller family. I have very nice parents, and then they're very supportive. They helped us a lot as well, like 2 wonderful children. I'm really, really grateful that what God has given to us, you know, in our life. And of course, this is my bigger family. Also, the team that we built over the years is through the business, Team Everest. We have more than 50 senior marketing director around different countries. And this is actually the journey of our business, like in the past 14 years. As you can see that it's not like a very smooth journey, but I would like to say that, you know, I know that is the last Monday, Ken shared our story in the Chinese conference call. And I often share this, you know, my first 6 years in the business, we made a total of $600,000, but my second 6 years in the business, we made a total of $6 million. And we feel like we just got started. So talking about entrepreneurship, I really believe that if today I'm still working in a cubicle as a software engineer in a cubicle, there's no possibility that we could have today's awards, today's financial reward. Of course, the biggest reward, as I really think, is the intangible reward, which is the personal growth over all these years. Now, I look at my, actually interesting, I was looking at 10 years ago versus 10 years later, like now, right? From financial standpoint, in 2009, April, I actually made, as you can see that in our company, we actually made, the company give out, they pay twice a week, as well, all the licensed people, you know that. Now, but in April 2009, that was actually the lowest moment in my career. In April 2009, the month of April, I only got one paycheck, one paycheck from April, and that was only like $497. So that was how much that I made in April 2009. But 10 years later, April 2019, just last month, we just closed last month, I made a total of $150,000. And this is not including Ken's income. This my paycheck is about, in the month of April. This is actually more than what I used to make in a whole year as a software engineer in corporate job. And back then, I remember when I quit my corporate job back then in 2006, I was actually making $120,000 a year. So to a lot of my friends back then, they really thought they was like, Sunny, are you crazy? Are you insane? You're quitting your 6-figure income job? They thought that that was kind of like a very, very good job because I was making 6-figure income. But then it's just like, I really think, I remember one person said before, he said like human beings, we often overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year. But we often underestimate what we can achieve in 10 years. Okay, so 10 years, you can have a huge transformation in your life, in your lifestyle, and then your income, and most importantly is who you become. And I always believe that the biggest award of hardworking, for example, is probably not how much you make or what you can get, is actually who you become. So looking at this, and I feel deeply, deeply grateful that it really shows one platform, but of course you have to be on the right platform. I know that no matter how hardworking that I am in a cubicle, in a corporate job, there's no possibility I could have this kind of financial reward. So, and that's what actually entrepreneur opportunity can give it to you. And what's most I'm grateful, what even more make me even more grateful is I look at last month, I made a total of $150,000. However, I look at my last month, if you look at the, what my income is actually make up from, my personal production is only 16,000 points. 16,000 points, meaning that by me writing, personally writing the policy, I was only writing like 16,000. Actually, so that, my team actually wrote about my team production is 1.4, meaning that majority of this income is actually passive income. And that's what make an entrepreneur opportunity most beautiful is the massive and passive income. And I was told before that when I read this book, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, they were talking about 4 quadrants, right? And then there are 4 types of people in this world. And then at that moment, I realized, you know what? Okay, either you are employee or self-employed. When you stop working, your income stops. But only when you're business owner, when you're entrepreneur, and also, of course, investor, when you can have money working for you. And as an entrepreneur, you have a team. So then you have what? You can leverage on people's time. So, and that's why only when you're entrepreneur and investor, you get passive income. So, and then of course, being an entrepreneur is probably the kind of how to say a way is the way that probably the only way that you can actually make massive and passive income by by knowing how to invest time and invest money. So now here's the thing. This is what I truly believe, and this is actually one of our company's co-founder, Rich Tholley. I remember he said this before. He said, WFG is a world-class entrepreneurship opportunity offered to middle-class employees. So that's probably the biggest challenge in this business, is that many people often ask me, Sunny, what is the biggest challenge for this business? And I thought about it. Yes, I think what Rich said is so true, that this is a world-class entrepreneurship opportunity, but what actually we recruited into this business and into this platform is actually employees. And majority of the people entering this platform are middle-class people, and because that's a majority of the market. So of course, I was a employee also, and I was a middle-class employee also. So the biggest challenge for me at the beginning is entering this world-class entrepreneur opportunity. How do I adjust my mindset to actually match, so that I can match up with this world-class opportunity? And that's the only way I can maximize the opportunity. This is almost, maybe this is not a very good analogy. This is almost like, you know, why most people, they didn't recognize the opportunity, because the mindset is not there. It's almost like for example, if you're giving me a two stone, one is just a regular stone, one is a diamond, and you put it in front of me, and if I'm not really like an expert, if these two stones look just by first sight exactly like the same, look very similar, but if I am somebody who really do not know much about the how do you tell, you know, the stone, the diamond from regular stone, I probably can't tell. I probably will even say, oh, you know, which is a real, which is a fake one, which is a regular, which is a diamond. I probably cannot tell. Okay, but then so then I probably will think, oh, you know, you put a diamond in front of me, I maybe think this is a regular stone. I don't really cherish it. I don't take it. I don't fully take advantage of it. I don't really because I cannot see it. I cannot tell. It's almost like there's sometimes a world-class opportunity given to middle-class employees, but they cannot tell. They cannot see it, and they cannot see this is a world-class opportunity. Just like they cannot see the diamond out of the stones. So but I hope today I can share something like how do I adjust our mindset so that then we can really maximize this world-class opportunities. Talking about entrepreneurship, and people ask me, what is entrepreneurship? And then there's a quote. They say, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people want, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. Most time, people only want the life of entrepreneurs, but they don't know what kind of effort or what kind of mindset these entrepreneurs have in order to have that kind of life. So when I say that, when they say living a few years of your life like most people want, it's not only talking about hardworking. It's really about I really think it's the mindset. You know, can we think like an entrepreneur? If we think like an employee, then we will act like an employee, and we'll always just have an employee life, and we'll only have employee income as well. Okay, so can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay, maybe it's better I use this phone. Okay, all right. So, okay, now let's share a little bit about common mindset of people who join WFG. Okay, usually people will think when they join WFG, they think business is hard. Access pass and convention, they cost money. I haven't made money yet. You know, if I haven't made money yet, I will not spend money. My kids need me, my job needs me, my parents need me, my dog needs me, right? My trainer, my market, my office is not very good. I cannot recruit, I cannot build. And then some people, they drift away. They can focus for a little while, but then whenever like distraction happen, then they kind of like drift away. Like for example, we have elite circle, we have office training, but then, oh, okay, some friends visit me from China. Some, you know, some other friends visit me from let's say from the other state. Oh, I have a wedding to attend. Oh, I have this, the birthday party to attend, so I cannot go to the elite circle this weekend. So they kind of like they lack of discipline. So it's very, very easy for us as a human beings to kind of like drift away and lose focus. And other seemingly better opportunities, right? Did not treat this as a business. Okay, very low commitment. So this is one book that I read just a few years ago by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, Midas Touch. So they say that the greatest mistake of entrepreneur is they listen to the advice of successful employees. Like, so I hope like when we join this company, I hope we can become a wiser person. Now, one of the wisdom is you choose who you want to listen to. You choose who you want to be influenced by. Just like I remember when I started this business, I remember when I came back from my first convention, I was so excited, and some of my friends look at me and they were like, "Oh, Sunny, you are brainwashed, right?" So they kind of look at me in that way, and then they say, "Oh, Sunny, when are you gonna become a millionaire?" I remember one of my dance mates. I bumped into her in a restaurant, and she looked at me in that kind of that way, and she said, "Oh, when are you gonna become a millionaire?" In a kind of like a sarcastic way, because she heard from other people that, oh, Sunny is involved in maybe some like a multi-level thing, or like those like a pyramid thing. So, and then she looked at me at that way, and then at that moment, of course, I didn't feel good. But then I think this is something I was good. How to say, at least I have some common sense. I know that if I think like the same way with the peers, like the friends that I used to hang out with, I used to play poker kind of like every Saturday night for a long time, like all the way till maybe 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, Sunday morning. So if I always think just like them, then my life will be just like my life will ended up just like them. But is their life exactly what I want, what I dreamed of? I told myself no. And so I had this common sense. I know that, you know what? So I told myself, you know what? If I want a life that's different than yours, then I got to think differently, like you. So I told myself at that moment when she said, "Oh, when I gonna become a millionaire?" I said, I told myself, yes, one day I will, one day I will. So it was interesting in 2014 when I had $1 million income, and that year my Lynn even asked me. She said, "Sunny, you should go tell your, remember that dance mate?" I said, no, I don't need to. But then at the moment, I actually kind of feel grateful that she said that many years ago. She actually gave me a motivation. She gave me an incentive that I wanted to prove to her that, you are wrong. Yes, one day I will, So then if today people came into me and say, "Sunny, you are brainwashed," then I will smile to them and I will tell them, you know what? I'm so grateful that I'm brainwashed by successful entrepreneurs, so that I can become one of them. I'm so grateful that I'm brainwashed by millionaires, so that I can become one of them. Okay. In this life, you choose who you want to have yourself to be influenced by. You either you choose to be influenced by mediocres, and then most chances are you become one of them. You choose to be influenced by millionaires, then you have a chance to become one of them too. So it's really like your own choice. So, but then I learned, be wiser, and listen to the winners, not listen to the losers. Okay. Back then, there are people also telling me, "Sunny, don't do that. You may like cost you a lot of time and money, but then you may not make anything." Okay. So if I listen to those people who telling me all these, talk me out of it, then I will never have today's life, basically. So just to share a little bit of on the upfront investment part. Because sometimes people say, yeah, you know, Sunny, you asked me to do convention, it costs money, right? I haven't made anything yet. And when we get licensed, we have to pay like a E&O, and then now we have access pass. Okay, now, you know, telling me any business in this world that you make money before you invest money. Okay, tell me any business. I don't think you can find any business in the world that you actually make money first before you invest anything. So if you talk about like franchise business, Subway costs about 116,000 to 200, $250,000. Okay, and then a Pizza Hut costs about 300, between 300 to 400. And if you're talking about McDonald's, it's about $1 million to 2 million. Okay, and and you cannot just buy one. You have to buy several. Okay. So, but then now talking about WFG, because I think WFG business is more of like a franchise. It's kind of like a franchise. We can build agencies and we can franchise agencies. And what is the cost of WFG business? Now let's all list them out. If you are a single licensed person, okay, you just have an insurance license. What's the initial capital? $100 registration fee. Now license, depending on different state, I think it's roughly about $300. Okay, and but if you are, you know, I know there's some team they do this Fast Start Award, you may get reimbursed, and also, you know, within the first, let's say, 60 days. Okay, I know some team do, some team may not, but it's okay. It's just $300, okay, license, and that's just one-time thing. Now let's talk about ongoing development. Okay, if you're newly licensed people, okay. Now we have 65 access pass, because that will give all the licensed people that covers E&O. It gives you a platform, a customer relationship platform, a tool for you to track your customer information. And it's a professional cut-edge professional software. And then how much is it? It's monthly $65. And monthly 65, let's just do it for 10 years. Okay, so $65 times 12. So, and then let's say times 10. So we're doing the span for 10 years. 10 years, it costs you $7,800. By the way, if you just produce a little bit, over 2,000 points in a month, then you will get the money reimbursed. Okay, and you plug in the office. Well, depending on different level, I know different location and different offices may have different office rent. Okay, plug in an office, $50 to $600, roughly about that. Okay, now Elite Circle, $200. Elite Circle twice a month, twice a year, by the way. Twice a year, let's say $200. And then twice a year, that'll be $400. 10-year will cost you $4,000. Okay, convention, we have like twice a year. Now I'm listing out all these like a major event. Okay, you cannot afford to miss. Convention is twice a year, $500 to $1,000 each time. Let's say including flight ticket and hotel. Okay, let's just, you know, use that. Or 500, depending on, some people live closer and maybe you don't even need to buy flight ticket. Some people you buy flight ticket, right? So it's about $500 to $1,000 a time. So twice a year, and then 10 years that'll cost about $10,000 to $20,000. Okay. Now, so total, we're talking about 10-year investment for this business is $25,000 to $40,000 for 10 years, by the way. Now, how much does a school, college, 1 year of college cost us? $60,000 to $70,000 private school, just for 1 year. Now we're talking about 10 years. How much does it cost for like a small business? If you open a small restaurant, how much money does it cost upfront? I asked one of my clients, he said, he just opened a very small, like a takeout restaurant, and that cost like $100,000. Just the upfront investment. Now we're talking about 10 years. And sometimes I'm telling people, okay, now this is one single license. Now, if we just fully licensed, we do the same thing. Fully licensed, if you're 2 licensed, the maintenance fee is a little higher. So that still just costs about $27,000 to $50,000 for 10 years. Now, let's just talk about $50,000 for 10 years. If even if I'm just thinking, even if you don't make a dime for 10 years, the 10 years of learning about entrepreneurship, learning about human nature, learning about communication, learning about presentation, is that worth it? Just to invest in self-improvement, I think $50,000 for 10 years is so little. It's just so little. I think WFG is like a self-improvement school. It's the best self-improvement school. But now thinking another way, if you really do something for 10 years, in 10 years, if you just do, once you get licensed, you do, at least you do a little bit of things, you do something, then you know what? There's no way that you cannot make money in this business. You would definitely get this all covered back. So that's what we're talking about, cost of the WFG business. So sometimes I tell people, don't tell me that WFG business, like this business costs a lot of money. Okay, it compared I really think especially when we become adult, when we got out of college, we really did not spend and invest some time for self-improvement. How many of us actually, I really think if it's not because of this business, I probably will not discipline myself to read good books, to force myself to listen to the good seminars, to listen to the good audios, and also, you know what, and also like associating myself with successful people. I will not do those things. I probably just will be kind of like drifted into the daily routine, little things and little life, and maybe taking care of the family, but then probably I would never really discipline myself for a personal improvement. But because of this business, I told myself that every year, a minimum, I have to spend invest at least like $2,000 to $5,000 on self-improvement. Okay, reading good books, going to good seminars. Our WFG convention is the best seminar, self-improvement seminar. I really think so. And you learn from the world-class people. And then I used to have I was a computer major person, right? Computer software and gets upgraded almost like every year or like every 2 to 3 years, and it just gets updated so fast, and then all of a sudden the software is like, back then it's 98 version, 2000 version, and then 2012 version. But then how many of us as an adult or as a parent, we think about, okay, which version am I? Okay, was I like a 2000 version when I got out of college, or am I like 2010 version, or did I upgrade myself each single year, every year? So that's the question. How much time did I invest into it? Now, talking about time investment, cost of becoming a doctor, and then that's the time, 41,000 hours. That's the average time spent becoming a doctor. And cost becoming the money of becoming a doctor, $687,000. Okay, and that's $34,000 per year for 20 years of work. So, but then, and also there's cost of hobbies and other things. Golfing, $3,000 a year. Piano lesson, $2,500 to $5,000. Okay, I know that many of us, we don't hesitate when it comes to invest money into our kids, but as parents, we're very hesitant to invest money on ourselves. Hockey club, $3,000 to $5,000. LV bag, ladies, we buy LV bag, costs $2,000. Average vacation costs about $4,500. Average wedding costs about $26,000. And then they say that just for a remodel of a bathroom, that costs about $8,000 to $10,000. But then how much money did we invest in ourselves, remodel ourselves, by the way? Okay, so I'm talking about time. Invest some time in ourselves. They say, I believe many people read the book called Outlier. They say the average hours you need to spend to practice to become a professional in an area is 10,000 hour. 10,000 hour rule. So I'm thinking, there are some people, they come into this business, they expect that right away they become an expert. It's not gonna happen. I mean, and then you think about 10,000 hour, 10,000 hour. How many hours do you spend in this business in a week? And you calculate, you can do a math. Then how many hours, how many years well, it'll take you to become a proficient in the skill set that's required by the business. Okay, I know that many of us, like me, I came from an IT background. I didn't have computer, I didn't have financial background at all. So I knew that, yes, there's gonna be a hours that I do need to invest in to actually become an expert. But the good thing about this business is that I do not have to learn everything before I do anything in this business. Okay, because I can leverage my mentor. He has the expertise, I have the trust. So that's how we actually started the business, you know, and he helped me to open up the market. Now, let's talk about the there's several important entrepreneur mindset, okay, on different things. For example, on income, an employee's income can easily change from stable to be unstable. People think employee will have stable income. Is that truly stable? You know, many of us, you know, if you have been in the corporate for longer, maybe more than 10 years, you probably know better. You will know better that employee income is not really that stable. You know, especially when people get, you know, when you're after 50s, then you could get it laid off. Okay, I know many of my friends. Verizon, just end of last year, October, they lay off how many? 44,000 employees. And I just met somebody in New Jersey a couple of weeks ago, and he actually works for Verizon, and he told me that majority of the people, that 44,000 employees got laid off, are in 50s, are actually older than 50s. Okay, thinking about if what that does that you know make you feel if you got laid off in 50s, and now they're actually recruiting younger new people to their company. Okay, now but then as an entrepreneur, the first couple years is that you are actually laying down a foundation. You're learning your like a bamboo, right? Your 扎根, huh? You're laying down that foundation. So like this is actually my income that I actually shared with you. You know, in this business they say, you know, today I actually heard, I watched one of the interview of Jack Ma in South Africa, and he said, for any entrepreneur, usually, you know, the most difficult or most challenging time for any entrepreneur is actually the first 3 years. We call the first 3 years is actually the surviving period. Okay, and most people, most entrepreneur, their business actually die within 3 years. Okay, so in this business, I really think that since we did not really have a huge upfront capital, so really as long as you do not give up, then you will never, your business will not die in the business. Now, my business went through up and down and up down over the years as well. As I share with you, my lowest time is actually this point in 2009. Okay, that was my income actually went from over 100K down to $67,000. Okay, and at that moment, you know, I shared this story before that when my business actually the first year, the first 2 years, I think I was pretty fortunate, and then my business went, I think, pretty smooth. And I asked one of my mentor, I said, do you think I could become a CEO one day, a CEO of the company, right? CEO, MD, marketing director. And he said, I don't know. And I was like, I was surprised. I said, why do you say you don't know? You are my mentor. You're supposed to encourage me. You should believe in me, right? You should say, yes, I believe you can. And he said, I don't know. And I look at him, why? And he said, because you haven't gone through any downtime yet. You haven't gone through any tough time yet. So with that he told me, I remember that was actually right after I became SMD in this business. And right after that, I remembered that sentence. And I told myself, you know what, in the future, I want to make sure that no matter how tough the business look like, you know, how down that I get in the business, I will just make sure I don't give up. I never quit. So, and I remember that. So 2009, that was kind of, I think, you know, and then the tough time did come. But then I'm grateful that during my toughest moment, there's a couple of things I did right, which is, for example, I never miss any office training. I never miss any big event. I never miss any leadership retreat. You know, any building event, I never miss it. Okay, I still stay in the environment, and then I still doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I started to set goals. I started to, learn, really started to take actions on some of the things that I knew I should do, but I didn't do. Bridge the gap between what I know and what I do. So then, and later on, my results started to show, and then breakthrough happened. So that's why from 2010, my lowest 2009, 2010, my lowest moment. Then 4 years later, 2014, my income went from 67,000 to $1 million. So, and that I know only an entrepreneur or only a business can give me this kind of income potential. Only business can give me this kind of income breakthrough. Employment income will never give me this. So that's different. So that's why in business, it's like this, okay? The personal versus team. As I said at the very beginning, the major, it's majorly about personal hard work. You work hard, and then the first phase, maybe the underpay phase. You have a lot of hard work, but then your team effort is small, but your personal effort is much higher. So that's a hardworking phase. And then, what's nice about business is eventually when you build a team, if you started to build a team, and then eventually your team effort will be outweigh your personal effort. So then, because no matter how hard we work, we only have 24 hours a day. Now, sometimes, engineer, we got logical, right? How come, like, my income, for example, 10 years comparing with 10 years later, my income is like 20 times, 30 times. I think it's 30, 40 times. 30, 40 times of my my income 10 years ago. However, if we're talking about, yes, you have to work to get income, right? But then, employee, I mean, for example, like, did I work like 30 times or 40 times more hours than 10 years ago? Absolutely not. Okay. But then the only answer is because I built a team. Okay. And then Jack Ma said this. He said, any great things happen, you have to team up with somebody else to make great things happen. Okay. I always believe also that, especially in this business, there's no self-made. Sometimes people will say, oh, Sunny is a self-made millionaire. And I truly believe it's not self-made millionaire. It is a team-made millionaire. Okay, it's all through team effort. So that's why being a millionaire is not a personal identity. It's also a team identity as well. Okay, so, and then in 2014, when Ling was asking me, "How, Sunny, now you made $1 million annual income, then what's your next goal?" And I thought about it, and I think that if a person like me can achieve this, then I believe many people through this platform, you can achieve the same thing. So then I told myself, in my lifetime, I wanted to cultivate 100, at least 100 millionaires out of my team, and I believe they can do that. Okay, if I can do it, other people can do it. It's not, I can do it. It's not because like I'm smarter than anybody else, or I'm more, how do you call it? I'm more intelligent, or I'm more skillful. It's not like that. The platform give everyone an equal opportunity. But then the thing is the only thing is, can we change ourselves? Can we change our thinking? Can we change our habits? Okay. So I always believe that if people can duplicate the millionaire mindset, if people can duplicate their habits and duplicate what they do, then yes, and with the same platform, maybe I cannot say other business, okay? But then with this business, WH business is a business designed for ordinary people. It's not for only like a gifted people. It's for ordinary people. Everyone has an equal opportunity. And I think everyone, you deserve to do that too. Okay, now why people don't achieve it? Because number one, people don't see it. Okay, this is one of the difference between employees and entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, they see what they believe, but then ordinary people or average people, they can only believe what they see. So, and that's something called vision. Do you truly can you really see what you believe? Like, So anyhow, so that's the thing. Can you see yourself building a big team? And can you see yourself achieve financial freedom? And can you see yourself helping a lot of family and become the best version of yourself? But first of all, we got to have a goal of that. And then sometimes people say, I don't think I can, or I don't see myself doing, becoming building be like you, Sunny. But then you know what? Here's the thing: sometimes we can borrow vision from other people, and then that's why association is so important. I did not see myself becoming a millionaire or like having today's life from day one when I joined this business. I did not see it. But then gradually, by associating with the right people who give me the right vision and give me the lifting up my mindset, then it's kind of like when you stand on the shoulder of a giant, then you can see farther, you can see bigger, you can see more. But then the question is, are you willing to stand on the shoulder of a giant? Okay, that's why sometimes I don't understand why people, they have a big dream, but then they don't want to go to Las Vegas convention, or they always got, this and that different kind of excuses or reason why they cannot be there. Well, then the thing is, it's too costly of not being there, because that could pass the thinking about, what if by not showing up in a convention, for example, okay, because that's how you can stand on so many different giants' shoulder that you can see much farther. And what if your not being there will cost you your dream? Then will you find solutions to your problems and be there and do whatever it takes to be there? I think, well, think about it. So, and that's the freedom phase. Okay, is when you can build a team. And in this business, you can be on, your team could be unlimitedly, it can be as big as you want. See, here's the thing. By the way, personally, I believe that not every business can give you a potential like this of freedom. There are some business, like for example, I saw some of my friends have small business, like say eBay business or like a restaurant business. They probably, not every business will guarantee, like will for sure will give you, the freedom, the face of freedom. Sometimes, like some of my client, their restaurant business, it's not like they own they often tell me, Sunny, it's not I own the business, it's the business owns me. They never actually really get to the freedom phase. So we really have to see whether that business can give you can scale, you can really be so big, you can build a huge team, and can you have that kind of platform, and is your market big enough? Those are all kind of things. So that's why I think it's sometimes we do need to think and then think a little bit further. What kind of business, if I chose to be in business, what kind of business that I want to be in? Okay, so that's one thing. And I really I'm grateful that I know that this is some financial industry, huge market. Every family needs what we do. Financial industry, most profitable industry. No, when I get into the business, no capital, and I don't have to worry about products. I don't have to pay my employees salaries. Okay, no, none of these things that traditional, are the biggest challenge for traditional business. None of these actually existing here in this business. Okay, so anyhow, so that's why. And then this business, I can build, if I want, I can build as big as I want. There's really no ceiling. Really no ceiling. And then when when I franchise out SMD, let's say when I train an SMD, they're kind of like an agency franchised out. So, and then I do not really need to spend much time in those agencies anymore. Like talking about, let's say Lynn in my hierarchy, and by the way, Lynn's whole team already like I would say like very, very close to a millionaire team. And then they have like more than 20, close to 30 SMDs, agencies, and Johnny's team in California. And then we have a lot of I have SMDs in East Coast. There are many teams that I really like I don't have to even like, I don't have to spend time with them, like taking them to the field training and stuff. They're independently run agency, like a franchise outlet. They are all like independent. So to me, it's like, so that's why I can majority of the time, I can actually just focus on my base shop. Okay. So how nice is that? Sometimes I'm thinking about the business model. It's really, it is amazing. And then the founder of this company said this before. He said, this business is designed for people to create substantial agencies, okay? Independently run agencies that you don't really have to spend a lot of time, your time with, they're like automatically automated. It's kind of like that, and bring you passive income. So not every business can scale this way, can give this kind of opportunities and potentials. Now, but then in this business, some of the challenges that we do need to really conquer or overcome, I really think probably the biggest challenges, it's not about the money thing, the upfront capital, and then also like inventory. It's not none of these things. I think the biggest challenge is actually ourselves. Is how do we overcome ourselves? Okay, because let's say we deal with people, and that's also the part that I love in this business, because that's the part that actually make me grow. Okay, they say life does not get easier, you just get stronger. Okay, so through the business, through some of the adversities, then I actually became stronger. I became stronger. So I shared the story with many people before. Like, for example, we're dealing with people, and they're also, of course, when we build a team, there are people problems. For example, I'm talking about one of the challenges. Okay, how do I? Let's say we only we like to deal with people we like, but then in the business, when we have a bigger team, how do I also get along with people that we don't like? Okay. Some people say, oh, I hate to deal with people I don't like, so that's why I cannot do the business. So, well, it's just about whether we want ourselves to grow or not. I remember a couple of years ago on my team, there was somebody that I really do not like, and then many people know me that it may not be very easy for me to really not like somebody that I truly, literally, I didn't want even her to be on my team. And but then when things happen, this is how I mindset build myself. I said, you know what? Every person that come into my life, there has to be some meaningful. There has to be some meaning. Why, or a higher purpose. That why she came into my life. He or she come into my life. Either God put him or her onto my life so that I need to help her or help him, or he or she come into my team, so that come into my life so that to make me better person. Okay, for example, I need to become more patient, I need to become more tolerant, I need to have a bigger heart, I need to be more loving. So those are the things that's how I started to tell myself. So later on, I started to learn how to see the good things in others, and then work with people's strength instead of always looking at people's weakness. Then that'll make me, if I always see people's weakness, then that will make me dislike the person, or even like have some hatred. And then I know it's not going to be good for me and for our relationship. So, and those are the things that I learned through the business. I like this quote that actually Melai shared today in one of the WeChat group, and she said, they say the giant in front of you is never bigger than the God inside of you. Okay, so there's never a bigger. I believe that anything that it looks big problem in front of us, but you know what? As long as we have a determination, like we have a bigger heart, we know that we have a determination that we're gonna conquer it. Then you know what? You always can. We always can. And there's always a way to work around the problem or to solve it. Now, the next, so that's why I see the challenge as an opportunity or gift to grow ourselves. Now, on balance, this is oftentimes what people ask me, Sunny, work and family. You see, we have kids, and then we have work, we have job, we have kids. How do we balance, with the family? And sometimes I'm thinking about balance, the word balance, and how do we really define balance? Okay, is it like, let's say I work 8 hours a day, so I have to spend 8 hours with my family and so-called a balance? Or 8 hours a day work, or 4 hours with the family, or 8 hours a day and then 2 hours with the family? No, there's no defined, how to call it, like a canned formula when it comes to what really is a balance. And I actually believe that probably is something inside. It's something inside. Do you feel? Okay. And then I learned that on the outside circumstances or outer world, there is probably in life, there is probably not much moment that's perfectly in perfect balance. Okay. Even if you just have a job, for example, if you just have a job, then you could, one day your boss asks you, hey, you need to work extra hour, then you have to work extra hour, 2 hours. And your boss telling me, I have a teammate, and he told me, oh, Sunny, I'm coming to the weekend. We have Elite Circle on Saturday, but it just all of a sudden he was pulled by his boss to say, hey, you have to be on a business trip during the weekend. So that's why he couldn't come to the Elite Circle class. So it's just like, in a job, people get out of the, balance all the time. Like you are pulled by this thing, and then in life, car breakdown, and then running out of the anything, the things could happen in our life. We got sick or whatever, so we lose balance. So really it's very hard to find outside, from looking at outside, really hard to find a perfect balancing moment. It's kind of like life is almost like, oh, it's unbalanced a little bit, and then you could try to overall like unbalance a little bit better. But ultimately, I really think we have to, in this business, I really think that we know inside that why we're doing this business. We're doing this business for the family, and we're doing this business with the family, and we're doing this business around families. So that's why in my heart, even though it's like I do travel to East Coast. I won't, of course, it's my personal choice. I don't have to, but I chose to. I chose to travel to East Coast once every month to build a team over there, and then help with the families over there. And then oftentimes people often come to me and say, Sunny, well, you travel so much, and then when are you gonna, spend time with the family? They seem like, oh, you still work so hard, even though you make a lot of money. See, you still cannot stop working. people often like say that and telling me. Here's the thing, and sometimes I would tell them that, when I really work, the biggest difference is that as an entrepreneur, I work whenever I want to work. It's a choice. And when I was an employee, I did not have choice. I work because I have to work. So that's the ultimate difference. Okay. Today I want to work until, and sometimes people say, see, Sunny, I saw like almost midnight, you're still sending emails and you're still working. Well, I do that because I want to do that. But then on Monday and Tuesday, I want to take, let's say on Monday, I want to take that day off. I take that day off. Okay. Any day could be my weekend, but only to employees, you only have Saturday and Sunday as weekend. But to me, any day, Saturday and Sunday could be my working day, and then Monday and Tuesday could be my vacation day. So I determine how I spend my time. And that's the most important thing. And then also another thing I learned from one of the my mentor, and he's a very, how to say, a very he's a Christian, and he one day he was telling me that, you know, Sunny, what's the difference between faith and religion? And he said religion is kind of like, let's say, a fisherman sitting in the church but thinking about fishing, but faith is a fisherman sitting out fishing but thinking about God. Okay, so sometimes I'm thinking, whenever, let's say, when I am away in a business trip, in my heart, I know that why I'm doing this, and I'm doing this for my family, so that I can have more free time whenever I need, whenever I want, I can spend with my family. And most importantly is whenever my family truly need me there, I don't have to take days off from my boss. I can be with my family. Okay. So that to me gave me ultimately an inner peace or inner balance. So the most important thing is don't look at the outside, look at the inside. Do we have an inner balance there? As long as you know where you're going, you know that what I'm doing, maybe sometimes I may sacrifice a little bit of family time at the very beginning when I am an entrepreneur, when I started to build a business, but I know that I will never be able to sacrifice the family. However, in this business, I even can strengthen my family relationship because I learned how to better communicate to my kids. I learned how to better communicate with the spouse. I know even better how to build a family together. I even involve my family in the business. My kids go to convention and she look at me speaking in the convention stage, and I know I want to one day become her role model in the business. I want one day, even like when my kids grow up, they will still see, oh, mom, whenever they have some puzzle in their life, they know that I can actually come to mom, and then I can look up to my mom, and I can come to my mom for advice. You know, I won't be like a mom like that. And ultimately, I share this. I know that as parents, probably the one of the things we do not like to face, but we always have to face, is we cannot accompany our kids for the rest of their life. So the best thing that we can give to our life may not be buying them a toy, buying them a piano, may not even be the time. Of course, I agree we need to spend quality time with the family, but I may not be just the time that we just send them to all kinds of activities, or even the time we play with them. However, I believe the best gift that we can give them is that we make sure that one day when we're not around with them, they will have the strengthened character, will have the right core values in their life, so that whenever we're not around with them, they can still live a great life. They can go ahead and they can become the best version of themselves, and they can achieve their dream in their life, and they know how to do it. Because you know what? Because because they know my parents did it. I know how my parents are fulfilled and pursue their dream, so that I know how to pursue and how to fulfill my dream. Okay, I don't want them to look at those movie stars for role models, or celebrities. I want my kids to look at their parents, for role models. And that's also one of my dreams as well. Okay, now, wow, time go fast. Last thing, on luck. Sometimes we get bad luck. Okay, so this is what I read from one of the books. They say there's something called luck, return on luck. And what is that? Return on luck. When you have a bad luck, but your return of luck, your return on luck is poor, that will lead to hitting the deadline. You have bad luck, okay, but then your return on luck, meaning that then you quit, then it's hitting a deadline. But when you have a bad luck happening to you, okay, let's say tragedy, adversity, but then your return on luck is great, then that will be your defining moment in a 10 times journey, meaning that your result could be 10 times bigger. Like now I recall my 2009, 2010, yes, we got some bad luck too, but then I think my return on luck is good. I didn't quit. I took massive actions. I changed myself. I learned to change. Then you know what? And then it become my worst time actually became my best time when I look back. And but when you have good luck, but your return on luck is great, then you will have the essential skill for 10 plus results. Okay, 10 times of results. But when your luck is good, but your return on luck is bad, that's a sure path to mediocrity. Okay, and entrepreneurship mindset on give and take. Always give first before we take anything, and that's why I love our company, this business exchange principle. Okay, you give before we take anything. Okay, and on commitment. Success is not convenient, it's not easy, and it's not quick either. Success people do not have a part-time mindset nor a full-time mindset, but a lifetime mindset. And that's why whenever people ask me, Sunny, why are you still working so hard? When you don't have when you don't have to. I mean, like, and sometimes people question, is Sunny sometimes they say, is she really a millionaire? She still live in a house like I used to have my older house, right? I lived there for more than 10 years. We just moved to a newer house. But anyhow, they say, well, but then you say she's really a millionaire. How come she's still, living in that house? And then how come she still works so, they travel. They say they have to travel, but I tell them it's not have to, it is choice. It is by choice, because I love the business. When I love something, I do not even treat this as a work. And I always believe that for human being, like for the rest of our life, we should contribute. Sometimes I'm thinking, if I do not do WFG, what will I do? Will I just sit at home and just waiting for death? Well, that's not what I want to do. I'm still so young. I still wanted to contribute. I want to help more people to become successful and achieve their dream. And for the lifetime, I need to grow myself to be a better self. So, and this is the best business to grow ourselves. So that's why it is a lifetime mindset. We got to have a lifetime mindset. And I think that's the difference between a small business owner versus a true entrepreneur. In Chinese, we say 生意人和企业家的区别, meaning that a small business owner, we call 生意人, they have a short-term mentality. Oh, okay, maybe I just make certain amount of money, then I can just retire. I don't do anything. I just spend, relax, and then just stop working, and retire, right? But then a true entrepreneur, they have a lifetime mentality. They say, you know what, I will never, they have a much longer, they know why they're doing it. Okay, they always wanted to contribute and always wanted to grow. And so that's why in this business, commitment, talking about small commitment in this business, yesterday was Mother's Day, and I had a little thought, because I know there was one office in my team, which is Short Hill office. This is the only office on my team who had office operation on Sunday. Okay, majority of the office usually they have on a weekday night and also Saturday, but this is the only office they have regular BPM and office training on Sunday. So I was actually the beginning of yesterday when I woke up, I actually had a thought. I was thinking, oh, will they still have office BPM today? Because I knew, and a majority of my team member there are women and their moms. I was like, who are gonna show up on the Mother's Day? And then I saw this picture, and then when I saw this picture, I feel so proud of them. I was like, wow, these are, sitting in here, the most of them, they are moms. They have kids, but then you know what? They still show up in office training on the Mother's Day. And I know that they had a lot of fun yesterday. And yesterday, Judy and Kai, they were actually out there right after Elite Circle on Saturday. They actually flew over to Kentucky to build build a team and business over there. And then look at Judy on a Mother's Day, and she was doing a home presentation for the families over there. And you know what? To me, when I saw this, I knew, this is entrepreneurship. Yes, they are doing something probably most people will not be willing to do, but that's exactly why they have a chance to actually live a life that most people will not be able to live. So, and that is entrepreneurship. Talking about how do we grow ourselves? Growth doesn't find me. I have to find it. So we have to intentionally plan our time and then invest our time and money intentionally to grow ourselves. If we cannot grow, our business will never grow. So that's why from very early on, I knew this principle that this is one of my mentors told me. He said, Sunny, if you want to become a millionaire for one day, for example, getting into the 7-figure earning circle, then if you want to go from the 5-figure circle, let's say people who are making 5 figures a year, people who are making 6 figures a year, and millionaires, right? So if we're gonna go from 5 to 7-figure circle, then what's the secret? He said the secret is you have to associate with people in that circle. If you can copy those people's thinking, copy those people's habit and their behavior, their actions, then you know what, you will have an opportunity to become one of them. So that is why from day one, from the first year when I joined this company, I knew that there's no way I can actually get all the people from who are making 7 figures to come to my home to actually train me, to mentor me. So they cannot find me to train me. I have to find them. I have to go to them. So that's why our company every year our company will gather all these people who are making 7 figures a year. We'll gather them together and designate one time and one location. So we'll all fly over or we'll drive over. We'll all go there to learn from them. And that is our company's annual convention. So that's why I really, really hope like each single person on this call, especially if you're new, if you haven't registered, you know what, it could be a once upon a time, once a life opportunity. And you know what, and that could be your life-changing opportunity as well when you are there, when you make your time to be there and work around all your problems or why you cannot be there. Some people, here's the thing, and I found out this oftentimes the reason we think we cannot do something is exactly the reason why we should do it. So, and that's why you need to be there. I'm busy, I cannot be there. Yes, that's exactly why you need to be there. If you do not want to be busy like that for the rest of your life, so and that's, I really hope everyone, you register and you don't miss it out. MTO, they say, well, by the way, it just costs just a couple $100 flight ticket. And then this is what I learned from John Maxwell. They say, empty your coins of a purse into your mind, and your mind will fill your purse with coins, from John Maxwell. Okay, so let's invest some money and invest some time for that. So for our company convention, I know the discounted registration is going to be ending very soon. So I really hope people, and then all of you, if you haven't done so, this is a must. It's something that you cannot afford. When you are there, you know what I'm talking about. You will be so thankful once you are there. And you will wish also, oh, I wish I can bring more people together with me. So, and that's how you're going to feel. And you will just be like Wendy. I remember Wendy is a newest $500,000 income earner on my team. Just like her first event, she actually canceled her flight. No, not canceled, rescheduled her flight to China. She canceled a vacation package in Hong Kong to make it to her first Las Vegas convention. And at the end of the convention, she was telling me, she was sitting beside me. I was seeing there were tears in her eyes, and she was telling me, Sunny, I'm so grateful that you actually pushed me to Vegas convention. Otherwise, I would have no idea what I would have missed in here. And so that was one of the biggest turning point in her career. So after that convention, she actually, half year later, she became SMD. She quit her $250,000 job, and 1 year later, her business income replaced her corporate income. So anyhow, I hope we be a entrepreneur. Success is uncommon and not to be enjoyed by the common man. I'm looking for uncommon people because we want to be successful, not average. Okay, so I hope sometimes we're all common men, but it's just sometimes we may need to make some uncommon decisions in our life. So I challenge each single the person, especially new people in here. You know what? Think like an entrepreneur, and we started to talk like an entrepreneur and act like an entrepreneur. Be courageous enough to make some uncommon decisions in your life, so that you know what, one day you will live a life and live a dream that not common, most of the common man will not be able to enjoy. So, and that's my message for today. Thank you so much. And by the way, April, May and June is the best 2 months in our business. I know that a lot of team are running very hard. So I really challenge every single one. You sit down with your leader and you get your goal clear, have a clear goal, and then give your very best for these 2 months. And then we can get the whole champion team. I really hope like the whole champion team, we're running for the 5 million cash flow identity, Rocky and Miranda, and then leading the whole champion team. Let's give it our best so that everyone during this run, we can get to the next level. Okay, all right, thank you guys so much. And I hope to see everyone in Vegas convention. Okay, all right, thank you. How do I leave?